Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the NFL landscape lately, you know the NFC West is shaping up to be even more competitive than we initially thought. And guess what? The San Francisco 49ers, a team that's been a perennial contender under head coach Kyle Shanahan, might soon face some serious shakeups in the division. But today, I want to focus on a particular storyline that's unfolding right now, something that could dramatically alter the 49ers' chances of reaching yet another Super Bowl. And it all centers around a player who's been making waves this season, Jaelan Phillips, the explosive edge rusher from the Miami Dolphins. Now, you might be wondering, why are we talking about Phillips in a 49ers context? Well, the NFL is a league of moves, of strategic decisions, and the Dolphins, currently struggling at 2-6 in the 2025 season, are reportedly considering a bold move. Sources close to the league, including reputable insiders like Adam Schefter, have revealed that Miami is contemplating trading Phillips for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. This isn't just a minor transaction. It's a potential rebuild statement from the Dolphins, who are facing a rough patch with their defense giving up nearly 29 points per game. The timing couldn't be more critical, with the trade deadline looming on November 4th. Miami, with just about $8 million in cap space, could free up an additional $11 million by moving Phillips. And here's where it gets interesting. Phillips, only 26 years old, is not just any edge rusher. He's a pro bowler, a guy who's emerged as a real game changer, especially in blitz packages. His explosiveness off the edge has been a highlight this season, especially with the absence of Nick Bosa, who's been sidelined with a knee injury. Without Bosa, the Dolphins see Phillips as a valuable asset to bolster their pass rush, even if temporarily as they regroup for the future. Let's take a moment here to understand who Phillips is. Drafted in 2021 in the first round, he's already accumulated an impressive 38. 5 sacks so far in his career, along with 112 quarterback hits. He's a player who's consistently ranked among the top edge rushers in the league, with a PFF grade of 84. 6, placing him comfortably inside the top 12 at his position. His EPA per rush is plus 0.25, which tells us he impacts the game significantly when rushing the passer. In 2025, he's been a force, with 5 sacks in just 8 games and 24 pressures, maintaining a win rate of 25%, making him one of the more effective pass rushers in the league. His hurry rate is around 14%, and he's also contributed with 4 tackles for loss, showing his ability to disrupt plays across the line of scrimmage. But it's not just about his stats, it's about what he represents. Phillips is explosive, with a game comparable to some of the best in the league, like Max Crosby, especially in terms of burst and motor. Despite some injuries, he had a shoulder injury in Week 5. His performance remains elite with a PFF grade of 81. 2 at that point in the season. His success rate against double teams is around 72%, which is phenomenal, especially considering the Dolphins' defensive struggles overall, with their run defense allowing nearly 4.9 yards per carry, ranking 22nd in the league. Opponents have a completion rate of about 78% against Miami, so adding a player like Phillips could be a game changer to help cover some of those vulnerabilities. Now, why would the Dolphins trade him? Well, it's a mix of cap considerations and strategic rebuilding. Miami's cap space is limited, about $8 million, and with Tua Tagovailoa's recent concussion issues, the team appears to be shifting focus toward developing young talent, preparing for a future beyond their current roster. Plus, Phillips' extension in 2026, which is valued at around $15 million, conflicts with other extensions like Waddle's, creating some financial tension. There's also skepticism about Miami's pass rush without Phillips. Without him, their EPA per dropback drops by about 22%, exposing their quarterbacks to more sacks. In fact, in 2025, Miami's defense has already allowed 28 sacks, highlighting how critical Phillips has been in their efforts to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks. So what does this mean for the 49ers? Well, San Francisco is currently sitting at a 3-5 record in 2025, and their defense, ranked 18th in points allowed per game, has struggled to generate consistent pressure. Only 16 sacks all season, which is quite low considering their talent. The absence of Bosa has been felt deeply, especially with the team's EPA rush dropping to -0.13 without him on the field. But if they manage to acquire Phillips, that could change everything. He'd bring a burst of energy and explosiveness, potentially adding around 10 more sacks to their total, boosting their pressure rate by about 17%. This would be a massive boost for their secondary, which has been exposed in multiple games, especially against mobile quarterbacks like C.J. Stroud, who carved up their defense in the Texans game. Adding Phillips would also significantly improve their third down defense, increasing their stop rate from 37% to around 45%. It would help reduce big plays on the ground, limiting opponents' long runs of over 10 yards, which are currently at about 28%. All these improvements would complement what quarterback Brock Purdy has been doing, completing 67% of his passes for over 500 yards, with 9 touchdowns and an EPA pass of +0.14. Meanwhile, Christian McCaffrey continues to be a workhorse in the running game, with 712 rushing yards at an average of 4.5 yards per carry, scoring 5 touchdowns, and providing that reliable, versatile threat that keeps defenses honest. Now, if Phillips comes aboard, the impact on their Super Bowl odds could be substantial. The 49ers, current odds of +8,000 to win Super Bowl LXI, could shrink dramatically, perhaps to around +3,500, making them a real dark horse with a dynamic, game-changing edge rusher. Especially in the playoffs, where pressure on the QB becomes even more critical, Phillips' burst off the edge could be the difference maker in tight games against rivals like the Rams, who struggle with their run defense, allowing nearly 4.7 yards per carry. With his addition, the 49ers could see a boost of about 14% in their win probability at Levi's Stadium, especially with the home crowd behind them, creating an environment where Phillips' explosiveness can truly shine. And let's not forget what this move could symbolize for the franchise. The 49ers have always been about building a relentless, aggressive defense, and acquiring a player like Phillips would be like reigniting that legacy. It's reminiscent of the Armstead era, where the front seven was a nightmare for offenses. Phillips has the potential to become that kind of impact player, energizing the entire defense and elevating the team's chances of bringing home their 6th Super Bowl ring, a milestone that Shanahan and this franchise are hungry to achieve once again. The division, the NFC, and the entire league will be watching closely if this trade materializes. It could be the move that propels the 49ers back to the top of the NFL mountain. Now, I want to emphasize that this is a developing story. The NFL deadline is just around the corner, and everything could change in the coming days. The Dolphins are weighing their options, and the 49ers are certainly paying attention. If they manage to pull this off, they'll add a dynamic, explosive edge rusher to their already talented roster, and that could be the spark they need to push through to the playoffs and beyond. It's a fascinating situation, and it's exactly what makes the NFL so unpredictable and exciting. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in summary, folks, this potential trade could be a game changer for the 49ers. Phillips is a young, talented, explosive pass rusher who's just entering his prime, and his addition could elevate the team's defense to a whole new level. For the fans, it's exciting to think about the possibilities, seeing that iconic 49ers rush, that relentless pressure, and finally, a defense that can consistently get after the quarterback. It's about tactical moves, strategic planning, and seizing opportunities in a league where every game counts. As we inch closer to the deadline, keep your eyes peeled, because this story could develop into one of the biggest moves of the season. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think trading for Phillips is the right move? Would it make the team a legit Super Bowl contender again? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news you need to stay ahead of the game. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Niners.